Mix it up. Mix it up like stir, shake and not stir, said James Bond. Bond. James Bond. Arnold. Joey Arnold. Joey Arnold. Joey Arnold. Joey Arnold. Bond. James Bond. Oatmeal. Original oatmeal. Shaken, not stir. Oh really? You like a shaken, not stir? Yes, I like it shaken, not stirred. Stir is so bad, like shaken. Oh, you stick it so much better. You stick it better than anybody. Oh really? That's what I'm telling you. Mix it up, said the girl. The chocolate noodle girl. Carrie Herrings, who was also the student body president at my high school for at least 1 year or longer. She's a black African American, possibly a little taller than me. In my same grade, she graduated the same year from high school as I did in the year 2008. That was on a Tuesday, the 8th of June. June is the 6th month of the year. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The 6th month of each year is June. So I graduated high school on Tuesday is when we have the ceremony. Tuesday, the 8th of June 2004, the year 2003. So there was that girl, the chocolate noodles, Carrie Herrings, who was also the president of the student body at the Forest Grove High School in Forest Grove, Oregon, of the United States of America, of North America. And she would say to people, mix it up. Try new things. Life is short, so try new things. Sit with different people during lunch. Talk to different people and try new things and open your mind to new thoughts and ideas. And then one day, it was during my senior year, that is my 12th grade year, my last year of high school. When I was 18, I was 18 years old when I started my last year of high school, and then I turned 19 before I graduated. Since I started high school a year late, before that I was homeschooled through my mother all of my life. And I really needed to be homeschooled, but then it was time. And I was 15 years old, and I decided to do public high school. And so my last year, since I was doing high school for 4 years, you start out in 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade. That's your freshman year, sophomore, junior, and then senior. So in my last year, I'm in this economics class with Mr. Thompson. The teacher is Mr. Thompson, and right in front of me is a student, the student, carrying herrings, and she told me that they need a girls basketball manager. And then I was in my math class with Mr. Joe Baumgartner, one of my favorite teachers. Mr. Thompson and his father, Mr. Thompson, those were two of my favorite teachers. No, favorite, but one of my favorites, Mr. Thompson Jr. and Mr. Thompson Sr. and my math teacher for pre-algebra and algebra, since he does math classes. He was also one of my favorite teachers, Mr. Joe Baumgartner. Mr. Joe Baumgartner. He had my first name, Joe, and he played basketball a few times, and I played basketball with him a few times. Maybe this only in my ninth grade, but still, I saw. And he also had a son who started going to the high school during my last 2 years, or maybe just during my last year of high school. I would see his son, and so during his class, during his math class, like maybe I was taking like an algebra 1 class in my senior year or something, I saw one of my friends that I knew. Somehow I just knew him for that year, or maybe I met him the year before that, or I don't know when I met him. And I would see him sometimes like playing basketball, and this guy, it's Richie Van Dyke, and he tells me too that they need a girls basketball manager. That he's doing it too. He's a girls basketball manager, but they need another one. So I end up doing it, and I didn't really have to do a lot to like try out, to audition to be one. I just went to the coaches and I talked to them, like not a really long conversation really, and I don't know, I don't remember what I said, but I was just like, I want to do this, and they said, okay, you can do it, and then I was able to do it, and I was a girls basketball co-manager, since Richie Van Dyke was also a manager too, so we were the two managers, and we just did whatever they wanted us to do, as like a towel boy, as a ball boy, there to mop the floors, to clean things up during practices, when the girls are practicing, preparing for the big games, the big basketball games that they play throughout their season in like 2003, 2004, and so we were there doing whatever they needed for the practices, and then we would go in the buses with them to all the away games, and I would record their basketball games. And since always loved, I've always loved to make movies since I was 10 years old in the year 1995. I was really excited, since I really loved making movies since I was 10 years old. I was really stoked and excited about doing this, to have the opportunity to show off my mad skills of recording things. Even though I'm more interested in just acting and being an actor, I'm also a little interested in recording and editing, producing and directing, all these other behind the scenes things. I certainly can't do behind the scenes, but I prefer being in the scene instead of behind the scene. I want to be in front of the scene. I want to be the actor, the star. I'm more interested in those things, but I certainly can be behind the stage, behind the scenes, where nobody sees me. And most of my life, I usually am behind the scenes, or I'm working in a job where I'm like a janitor, or housekeeper, or a girls basketball manager, or a dishwasher, or like a carpenter, or landscaper with my dad, for most of my life here and there. All these different kinds of jobs where you're not really interacting with people as much, you're kind of like behind the scenes, and I've done it a lot, and I spend a lot of my time like writing, videos or working on things all by myself, or like studying videos where I watch movies, I watch television, I watch different shows and things by myself in a cafe or in my room or somewhere where people aren't really looking at me that much. And I do a lot of this, working on things, or looking at things, watching things, where I'm studying things, almost like I'm a monk. So I try to be a little patient, and I try to do what people tell me to do. I try to be, a servant, a slave, try to be there for other people, and that's what I was doing as a girls basketball manager during my senior year in high school. And it was really interesting, and sometimes I would be able to talk to Richie Van Dyke, the other manager, and and he started saying a lot of interesting things to me. Like he would say, Joe, some of the things you say are like Joe finishes. That's a combination of two words, Joe and definition. Joe, definition. Definition is like the meaning of a word. I want a definition to a word. I want the meaning to a word. And Joe will tell you in his dictionary. It will be full of Joe's definitions. So it's gonna be a Joe definition. And Richie Van Dyke would say those things to me, and tell me how I always come up with my own ideas, because we would talk a lot about different things in life, about everything. And Richie Van Dyke, he would ask me a lot of questions, and we would talk about a lot of things, and I would try to give him answers, and I would tell him a lot of different things, and he started thinking about those things, and he's like, wow, that's a Joe definition, those unique, crazy ideas that you come up with, man. It's like you don't hear those things every day, and it's very unique and interesting. And you're an interesting person, and so those certainly are Joe definitions, because you didn't really copy it from somebody else. It's not like you copied it like the Battletoads copied their things from the Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's not like you copied what you believe and the things you think about and stuff. Like Yu-Gi-Oh! Copied their things from Pokemon, or like the Power Rangers, the American version copied themselves from the Japanese or Asian version of the Power Rangers. Because you're original. You're the original oatmeal. Since you are what you eat, and I eat oatmeal, so I am oatmeal because I eat oatmeal, because you are what you eat. And with oatmeal in my bowl, it juices in your soul, and no pain, no gain. And better late than never. And yet, the sooner the better, which is better late than never, but better late than never is still better than never. Late is better than never, but sooner is better than late. It's not about the size of the dog in the fight, but about the size of the fight in the dog. Never give up, never surrender. Go to the last drop, have it your way. You know what I'm saying? Never give up, never surrender. Mix it up. There was a lot of different adventures, and I really enjoyed a few times during basketball practices when I was able to play with the girls, play basketball with the girls, because they kind of needed an extra person, an extra body for their different activities, drills, basketball drills, and I was like, I'm the man. I'm gonna show these girls how good I am. I'm gonna impress them, kind of thing. With I kind of think about the older I get, the less I kind of try to think about that or do that, impress people, and just forget about it. But still, it's still there, and I struggle with it. I struggle with patience. Like I don't always have patience, and I struggle with like my pride, my arrogance. Like sometimes I kind of think that I'm better than other people, stuff like that. I was like, oh, I'm so good at basketball, or so good at acting, or so good at making movies, or writing, or this or that, or whatever. And I still struggle with those things, and I'm working really hard all the time, thinking all the time, or trying to do certain things, doing certain projects, and trying my best, and thinking to myself, I'm gonna try really hard. Practice makes perfect, and no pain, no gain, and I'm gonna be better than you. I'm gonna be so much better than other people, and then I have to like back away and think, be careful. Try not to be too proudful, too arrogant, too big-headed, too thick-headed, too big-headed, too fake-headed, too arrogant, too close-minded. All these different things. Try to be more humble. Try to get more humility. Try to back up, back away, calm down. And life is full of mysteries and surprises, and it's very exciting. And I had a really good time being a girls basketball manager with Richie Van Dyke during my senior year in high school. It was just full of different exciting adventures with the girls and with Richie Van Dyke. And as I was getting to know the two male coaches, it was just really interesting and opened my mind to a lot of different things. And it helped me become a better person, to be responsible, since I'd have to like ride my bicycle, do practices, and get to the games on time, and do my duties as a person who's like recording the games, and make sure I'm recording the basketball games right with the camcorder, make sure I'm in the right place, I plug in the camcorder, get the details right, make sure that they're on time for the different practices, and that I can do whatever they tell me to do with like cleaning, or doing the stop clock, so they can keep track of like the fouls and the time when they play basketball games during practices. Or I didn't actually do the stopwatch during actual games, because I'm always recording the game. So I was always the camcorder man. I was always the cameraman during the actual basketball games. And that's exactly what I wanted to do. And so I had the perfect job. As Richie Van Dyke, he was doing like the stop clock, keeping track of the score, or he had a stats book where he keeps track of how many points everybody's making. And I think he was better at it than me, and I never did it, and I didn't want to do it. I think he's better at it than me, even though I've never really tried to do it. I just don't like numbers as much. I'd rather be an actor, and if I can't be an actor, I'd rather be a cameraman, and that's what I was doing. It's very interesting. And if you're like in high school, or you're about to start high school, and you're thinking about this, I recommend you to try out for the drama club, art club, try out for a sports team. Play basketball, be in a chess club, play on a board game, play some kind of sport, football, soccer, be in a play, do something. And if you can't do those things, be a manager like I did, since I apparently could not do anything else, or I did not do anything else, even though I did try out for the basketball team in ninth grade, and they were gonna let me be a manager, and I didn't do that, and kind of did not want to do it. I was kind of embarrassed, because I actually wanted to be on the team. You can try your best, and so I tried, and during ninth grade, trying out to be on the basketball. I really wanted to be on the basketball team, so I tried out to be on the basketball team in ninth grade, and they said you could be the manager, and then blamed that on the rain because I didn't want to ride my bicycle in the rain to practice in games. And maybe I was too busy doing other things like homework and playing games and stuff. And in 10th grade, I tried out for the basketball team again. And didn't make it. There was all these people and a lot of people got cut. And I was cut too. And then my last year, like I don't know what happened during my junior year, my 11th grade year. I didn't try out for the basketball team, but then the 12th grade came, my senior year came, and I didn't try out again. I only tried out for the men's basketball team during my 9th grade and 10th grade. And then in 11th grade, I didn't try out. And then in my last year, I was told about how they needed a girls basketball manager, and then I did it. So I recommend to you to do something in your life, especially during high school. And if you're not doing anything else like sports or something, be a manager. Because I really enjoy doing it, and you may too. And try different things. That's one of the things I would do. I would try different electives, different kind of classes to see if I would like it or something. And I was always surprised. Like one time, I took a cooking class just to see, to maybe learn something in cooking class, and I really liked it, and it was really interesting. And I also did like metals and woods and art and drama and PE, physical education, where you get to play basketball and other sports, but mostly basketball. I mean, not mostly basketball, but I'm saying that I mostly wanted to play basketball. And I didn't know that I was going to like these different classes, but I ended up liking these different electives classes. And it blew my mind away, and sometimes I was thinking, why didn't I start doing this sooner? Like, why wasn't I in drama classes, like, in 9th grade, in my freshman year, my first year in public school? Why didn't I just do drama class right away? Why did I wait till, like, my 11th or 12th grade? Like, I think I waited until my last year of high school to do drama. So I was only able to do drama during the last year. And I regret that. And I should have mixed it up more. And I should have been a girls' basketball manager every single year of high school. Which the son of Dan Beatty ended up doing. Like the younger son, Jacob Beatty. Dan Beatty was one of my youth pastors at my church in Cornelius, the Cornelius Community Baptist Church. Cornelius is a city right next to my city, the city I was born and raised in, Forest Grove. You go over and you're in Cornelius, and then you go to my church to worship God and do youth group. And sometimes we had Olympians, Word of Life Olympians, Bible Club, and Awanas, another Bible club, and different youth groups, different pastors and youth pastors, and people that would come and go, pastors that would come and go, different people that would come and go, different things that would come and go, different programs that would come and go. But we did not come and go. As a family, we would continue to go there. Not my dad. My dad would just work every day, except on major holidays like Christmas, Easter, Thanksgiving. Maybe just like a few times a year, my dad would go to church and say hi to people. And so it's like everybody went to church, like maybe a few times, but a lot of the times, not all of us went. But one of my youth pastors was Dan Beatty, and his son started going to my high school, maybe after I graduated, and he started I think he was a manager. I think he was like a girls basketball manager. I think he had my job, and he started my job like in ninth grade, and so it's like maybe I should have done that too. So if you're ever in doubt, just try your best and try new things, because you never know when something will be worth it, and you will be excited about it. You know, the worst thing that can happen is that you try something you don't like it, and then you will know that you don't like it, and then you can just like stop doing it eventually and do something else, try something else. But you should at least make sure that you don't like it. You know, try something, and if you don't like it, okay, you don't like it. You know it. You can write it down in your diary, in your journal, in your video autobiography, which is what this is. This is a video where I talk about my life. And in this video, I talk about one story. In each video, it's one story. And this is the story of when I was the girls' basketball manager. Try new things. If you don't like it, you don't have to do it again. And go on and try something else. That's my advice. This is Batman.